takes a strong mind and a good eye to sell art. Dealing in art is more exciting than one would think. Indeed, I am. I've been an art dealer for most of my life, plying my trade all across the settled systems. It's actually why I'm here in New Atlantis today. I'll be delivering a piece of art to a very particular client later. However, I don't yet have the art in my possession. Actually, would you like to pick up the artwork and bring it back to me? I'll reward you for your effort, of course. I'm not very familiar with the streets of New Atlantis. I'm not from here, you see. I'd rather just avoid any trouble and have someone more capable do the exchange for me. You simply need to go pick up some artwork. The exchange has already been arranged and you won't have to show any credits. It's just a matter of picking something up and bringing it back to me. There's really no need to worry. It's all very simple. Excellent. You'll be picking up the art from Zoe Kaminsky at the Trade Authority. Tell her you're there for Samson Jabrel's art. She'll understand. Return the artwork to me, and you will be compensated. Other than being an art dealer, there's not much to say. I grew up in Neon, and I knew I had to get out of that place somehow. I did a few odd jobs, some deliveries, and it eventually led me onto this path I'm on now. I never thought I'd do what I do, but I suppose life can be surprising. In a sense, my trade doesn't necessarily need me to be tied down in one location. Because of that, I travel all over the settled systems. I'm here now for an opportunity, but before this, I was in Aquila. Before that, Neon. In my line of work, I can't afford to stay in one place for very long. Well, of course they do. Why wouldn't they? I've heard tell that you can get some very impressive items at the Trade Authority. But for now, let's settle for the artwork that I've procured. Goodbye.
Although I have attempted an analysis several times, I simply cannot quantify humans' addiction to caffeine.
I'm meeting my girlfriend for drinks at the Viewport tonight. It's nothing like an afternoon off. What, at Terra Brew? I wish. Nah, I live at Athena Tower. Just moved in, actually. My girlfriend and I got a place there a few weeks ago. I'm not sure how long we'll be there, though. We're saving up to get out of New Atlantis and, tour the settled systems. Yeah, sure. Her name's Donna. She works at the Nat station near Mast. Oh, boy, is she a catch. She's passionate, beautiful, friendly. I really lucked out. We met a couple of years ago, and we've been going steady since then. I'm actually thinking about asking her to marry me pretty soon. Keep that between us, okay? I don't want her finding out before I pop the question. Fine, I guess. Do we know each other? Wait. Are you flirting with me? Am I glad to hear that. I already have a girlfriend. It's always awkward having to turn someone down. Catch you later, yeah? I sure hope your day's going as well as mine is.
It seems like a small decision, but they all add up Buddy, it's coffee. Pick one, get out of the way, and let us get on with our lives.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't want any of this passive-aggressive crap. Oh, no way. Yeah, well then change the message.
Nova Galactic all the way. When it comes to ship design, you can't beat the original.
Are you kidding?
And what do you fly? A Deimos? They basically stole all their tech from Nova anyway. Nothing good comes from the well. Rather someone else.
I get so nervous before I enter. Like, what if the ship jumps without me?
Happy to make a deal. You need stuff, I need credits. It all works out. All this stuff is legit. Promise. Absolutely. You need something else, I'll be here.
We can't complain about something that is literally about a war. How important it is. Sometimes I think people just like me.
By the way, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Apparently, he's got some work. Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere? It's because they have little outposts everywhere. There were so many facilities abandoned after the colony war, the pirates used them as forward operating bases all over the settled systems.
My father and I have talked about the
I think I got them. What do you call them? Corns? Yeah,
They're a lot, right?
I got corns.
Space. Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers. Scum of the galaxy. Robbing, stealing, killing. Even the Crimson Fleet don't trust them.
Just one quiet day. That too much to ask for?
Thing about the trade business? Who you know matters as much as anything else. Welcome to the Trade Authority. If you're here on legitimate business, I would be more than happy to help you. If, however, you are here under false pretense, say, sent by one Miss Tsang of UC Distribution, then I'm afraid you'll find nothing illegitimate here to report to her. And I'd ask that you pass along my request to stop these silly games. So, what'll it be? Then my disclaimer doesn't apply. and I hope we have what you need. Please, let me know if I can assist you further. Ah, yes, I've been expecting you. Here's your package. And don't worry, I've already corrected the ownership record for you. Good. I'm glad we understand each other. Thanks for your business. Pleasure dealing with you.
It's amazing what passes as art nowadays.
Captain, Constellation will be waiting for you at the lodge.
From that hauler out of Sidonia. What was his name again? When's the last time he delivered?
Selling art is a bit of an
that
art
guy.
itself, you know.
His name was, it's on the tip of my tongue. Jeez, it's something simple, too.
Names aside, where's the paperwork? Did it not get
Back
filed?
to it then.
Hmm? Oh, no. He lost his ship about a month back. Crimson Fleet raid, I heard. Didn't we talk about this?
We most certainly did not. Well, that's very unfortunate. We'll have to secure some other supplier.
And let me guess, it's gonna be more expensive.
I'm sorry, I don't control these things. I make the best deals I can.
Hey.
I am busy right now.
So I went ahead
Need something? Why don't you talk to Emoli? She'll take care of you. Really? Huh. We'll have to see if that's a long-term trend. Maybe account for it better in the standard shipments.
I can just file the invoices when they come in if you want.
Thank you, but that won't be necessary. We have a system for a reason.
Sure. Just figured I'd offer.
If you're in the market for artwork, I'm sure I can find something. Dealing in art is, more exciting than one would think. Shh! Are you crazy? Keep your damn voice down. Buy low, sell high. I'm sure there's a wealthy banker in New Atlantis that will greatly appreciate what you just delivered to me. I must say, that's not the reaction I was expecting. But you're right. The world of art is quite exciting. Well, if you go about it my way, that is. It's all part of the game, my friend. It pays to get your hands a little bit dirty. It pays very, very well. But I digress. Thank you for your discretion. Now that our little transaction is complete, I should be on my way. Take care, and let's not talk about this again. That's of no concern to you. I told you at the end of our business that we will not speak about it. Do not mention my work again. See you.
If you ask me, it's always a good time for a Terra Brew.
been a pretty good year overall. We outperformed our projections for the third straight quarter.
The higher-ups will definitely be pleased to hear that.
I'm just happy the data reflects the work we put in. It's validating.
I think I could live on coffee if I had to.
It's everything. It's getting into too big to fail territory.
Sometimes that's just how things are.
What's even the point of...
Sure hope your day's going as well as mine is.
Yeah, how it goes.
You hear about that missing ship? They think it was pirates.
I think I could live on coffee if I had to.
We flew up to the star. We were so close I could feel the heat from the sunbursts. That's when they said the words, "Will you marry me?"
Wow.
It was absolutely perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better proposal.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
Man, I'm so behind on those reports. I'm gonna drink nothing but Terra Brew and pull all-nighters for a week to finish them.
You might want to rethink that.
If you ask me, it's always a good time for a Terra Brew. Fine, I guess. Do we know each other? Wait. Are you flirting with me? Oh. Look, I'm really flattered, but I'm gonna have to ask you to stop. I already have a girlfriend. You seem great, though. I'm sure you'll find someone. Catch you later, yeah? Catch you later, yeah?
I think I'm gonna get my face worked on and enhance.
As you can see, traffic is good. The sales keep climbing.
And there are 2 locations in New Atlantis?
Yes, and the sales in the fest didn't dip at all when the second store opened.
Impressive.
Times change, but one thing's constant. People need coffee.
I need to report back, but this is very encouraging.
Excuse me, I'm meeting with a client.
There's no Terra Brew back home, but maybe that needs to change.
If you want a coffee, see the barista.
You can tell they put a lot of care into their franchises.
Hello and welcome to Terra Brew. How may I serve you? Thanks for choosing Terra Brew. What can I get you? Corporate policy requires me to state that everything Terra Brew offers is my favorite. Certainly. Please take your time.
Hello there, dear friend. Can I help you with something, my friend? Ah,
The usual things, I suppose. Fame, fortune, power. I'm only joking, of course. I've actually been fortunate to call New Atlantis home for many years. For a collector, like myself, I do believe there's no better place in all the settled systems. I've been charmed to make the acquaintance of many fellow old Earth enthusiasts here in New Atlantis. And that is why I continue to stay. Me? Why, to be frank, I don't do much. Not anymore, at least. And that suits me just fine. Yes. I now live to collect artifacts from Earth. You see, every artifact tells a story. Even spoons and forks, which most take for granted. People laugh at me when they see I collect old Earth spoons. But think about it, friend. Spoons change the course of history. Can you imagine life without them?
For a cup of coffee right about now.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
You can't go away. You just
But David's my friend. He writes me.
I wish I lived on a spaceship. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a Freestar Ranger.
Listen, I might be able to hook you up with some merch. Maybe get you a ticket to a speaking gig he's got. That's all I can do.
You are the best! I will meet David. It's going to happen.
We're close to the action here in New Atlantis. Prime position to report on the big stories that affect the United Colonies. Administrations come and go in the big city, but SSNN is here to stay.
Welcome to SSNN.
let me know if I may assist you. You won't find a larger array of options in all the settled systems, I guarantee you. I will tell you a secret. I'm not sure anyone really does. Some act like they have it all figured out, and I admit I am guilty of that myself from time to time. There are, I suppose, a few actively trying to steer the herd, but most are just content to run at the front of the pack and act like they know where it's going. At the end of the day, you must feel comfortable in what you wear. If it speaks to you, what anyone else thinks doesn't matter. Would you buy from someone who is not? I know what I like. I have a good sense of what most other people like, and the rest is just making sure they're pleased with their purchase. It's clothing, not grav drive tech. I'm sure you'll be satisfied with the selection. Your patronage is appreciated.
We may be in a United Colonies city, but Constellation is an entirely neutral entity, and always has been. Here we are, the lodge. The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be waiting for us inside. Captain, everyone will be in the library, just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
Oh, please. Ridiculous.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't? I see. Vasco, verify. All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything? Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
There. Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. Honestly, Country, you expect us to believe in fairy tales?
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others. And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Country?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting. Now, would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours? Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal. Another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now. We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us. You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects. That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noelle. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
I'm just a walking bank account, aren't I?
You don't.
Oh, gosh. No, I mean, that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us. Well, right now, nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition, I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're gonna be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands. There's a galaxy chock full of resources. The more data I have, the more thorough an analysis I can do. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep. Of course, there's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet. Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people report in these situations. I'm not saying you didn't really see anything, just that it's really hard to determine after the fact. It's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right? Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this. Anything I can learn from is a help. Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour.
I hope you're still glad you joined Constellation, Noelle.
Yes, ma'am, of course. I honestly can't imagine being anywhere else.
I'm glad to hear it. You could have done just about anything, so it's important to me that you feel valued here.
There are days that are tough, sure. But if I weren't here, I wouldn't even know about all the incredible things we're discovering.
Well, I suppose that station in orbit has more than paid for itself at this point. Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
Why?
Oh, I just don't know how.
Still doesn't excuse it. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard. By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the Lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need. Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the Lodge home as much as anywhere else. Me? Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here. Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you? I'll take your word on that. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in years. We're most well known for ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days. Goodbye.
Walter, I hope I'm not overstepping here, but you're around the Lodge a lot. Like, almost all the time. Doesn't that bother your wife?
Ah, yes, well. My wife and I have something of an understanding. I have been informed that when I am home, I remain preoccupied with Constellation's work, which renders me cantankerous. It has been determined that for the long-term health of our relationship, I am better off here, rather than simply making things worse at home.
Okay then. I guess if you're both okay with it. It's been quieter around here ever since Vladimir went to live on the Eye full-time.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Take note. Everyone here is worth learning from. Yes, even the kid.
I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this. Constellation, the artifacts. That doesn't sound crazy, does it? Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us. Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation. I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but, you know, if the label fits. It has to be, right? All of this is connected. We just need to figure out how and why. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts. Second one was on Kazal, buried, the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust? Take care of yourself.
Stolen any sacred relics recently?
We've always
Very
considered
funny,
ourselves
Walter.
explorers.
You know,
But this
Constellation
really
keeps
is
me
uncharted
busy.
territory, isn't it?
Right, sure. You're telling me
Stay
you
safe,
haven't been
okay?
on the lookout at all?
Well,
I am at your service, Captain.
Hello there, Vasco.
Greetings, Walter Stroud. How may I assist you?
Oh, no, I don't need anything. Just, seeing how you're doing.
At present, all systems are functioning well within established parameters.
Right. Well then...
Affirmative.
Hmm? So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else? We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel. I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways. Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do. We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising. We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle. Resource to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together. A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to. You've done this before, eh? Wise words. We watch each other's backs. We'll be fine. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry. You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have. We'll need to head to Mast. Check in with the Vanguard recruiting office where my contact works. And listen, whatever you were before, or whatever you do once you're out there, I don't care. So long as you don't bring UC security to our doorstep. Every member of Constellation is their own conscience. Understood? Good. Let's take a little stroll through New Atlantis, shall we?
As much as I love uncovering new questions, I wouldn't mind a few answers now and then. Ever since I got here, this has felt like home. These people are... See you later.
I am at your service, Captain.